Hey everyone, Kaylee here, and welcome to what I consider to be one of the best holiday hairstyles of ever. First of all, I love it because you can wear it with literally any hair texture. You can do it with straight hair or your natural hair texture, which is straight for me, but with curly hair, this would look amazing. You could also do it with waves or with beachy curls, just depending on what you like. Another huge benefit is that it's also great on short or long hair. So this is it on my friend Jackie, and you'll see how I did this at the end of the video. And the very best part is that you only have to curl half your hair. You split it in half, curl half of it, and you're done. Need I say more? For any variation of this hairstyle, you're going to have to choose your part. Of course, it's going to be a side part, but if you do a very deep side part, it's going to look a bit edgier and more dramatic. Whereas if you do a slightly shallower side part, it's going to look just a little bit more normal and kind of middle of the road. Depending on what you want, part your hair either really deeply or a little more shallowly. And now for the braid. You're going to start by parting your hair from the end of your part to the nape of your neck diagonally, and then split that hair there. Then the side that your hair is parted on, you're going to go ahead and clip that out of the way. We're going to go ahead and deal with its texture later, and we're going to braid everything else. So take the hair from right around your hairline, and you're going to split it into 3, and then you're going to begin braiding under. So basically every time you braid underneath the middle section. Then you're going to start to add in hair by taking small pieces and joining them with your braid section and braiding them. So I'm taking a small piece of hair, I'm putting it with my braid section, and then I'm braiding it under the middle piece. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to pick up a small section of hair, put it with the braiding section, and then braid that under. The most important thing here is that you have your one hand holding onto the braid really tight while your other hand is getting your pieces and braiding it. That makes everything a lot better, and it keeps you from losing your place as easily. So make sure that you always have one hand holding onto your braid really tightly so that you don't lose your place. And you're just going to braid all of that hair until it's all together in this nice Dutch braid, and then braid a couple more inches normally and seal it with an elastic. If you prefer to do this with a French braid, you can totally do that as well. Then you'll finish the braid by putting the end of your braid against the nape of your neck and using a couple bobby pins to hold that in place. Then if you let go of the rest of the hair, you can see that it covers the back of the braid nicely, and it looks really, really great. If you have any little baby flyaways like me, I hit mine with some hairspray and then just smoothed it with my hand. If you have any bigger flyaways, go ahead and use some bobby pins to pin them underneath the braid. And then if you're doing a natural texture with this is all you have to do, just the braid, and you are good to go. Again, I think this would look amazing with super curly hair. Now for straight hair, all you have to do is do your braid and then hit your hair with a straightener to go ahead and smooth everything out so you have nice, sleek, straight hair. If your hair is a little bit more on the really curly, really frizzy side, you might want to run it over a straightener before you braid it, just because you want it to be nice and smooth. But for most of you, I think you can go ahead and straighten it after you've done your braid, and it will look amazing. Now for these sleek waves, you're going to start by doing your braid, so you've already got half your hair done, and then I decided to kind of pull the braid apart to add some volume and softness. I just like the soft braid against the soft hair, that's my personal preference, so I just pulled at every little link in the braid to make it a little bit more voluminous and a little more soft. Then I went ahead and hit my hair with some heat protectant to make sure that everything is nice and protected, and I split my hair in half and clipped the top half out of the way. Then for the curls, I just took sections of hair and wrapped them away from my face on a 1-inch iron. Once the hair was warmed up, I let it fall into my hand so that it stayed in its curled shape, and then I just put the curled shape against my head and pinned it in place. That way the curl can cool in its curled shape, and that way the curls last a lot longer. So if you're doing this for a holiday party, you're not going to have to worry about your curls falling out as easily. You can also wrap your hair around 2 fingers to create that curled shape and then pin it in place. Either way totally works. So then I did one more section for the bottom half of my hair and pinned it up, and then I let the top half down. Now I did 3 curls on the bottom section and then about 6 curls on top. And the great thing is that that's just 9 curls and then all of your hair is done. Like, it's amazing that you don't have to curl, a billion pieces of curls to get really, really pretty waves. That's why I like this hairstyle. So I got all this done, and then I let it cool completely, like literally completely cool, and then you can go ahead and take the curls out, and then I'm going to brush through them. Pinning them up, also make sure that they stay after you've brushed them out. Then I hit it with some shine spray to eliminate any frizz, and then I hit it with a little bit of hairspray to ensure that it would hold for a nice long time. I also scrunched it just a little bit, that way it kind of augmented the wave and made it show up and pop just a little bit more. And once I did all that, these waves are complete. I love these, and this is amazing for holiday parties, like amazing. You have to try it. And now for the messy beachy curls. These are a really fun way to wear this hairstyle. First, you're going to split your hair in half again, and then for the bottom half, I am curling my hair in alternating directions, so I'm starting going away from my face, and I'm going to curl everything but the ends. I'm leaving the ends out until the very last second. I'm going to wrap them around for like 2 seconds, and then I'm letting them off. That way you have a tighter curl up top and a looser curl on the bottom, and it just gives it a more lived-in look. And now you can see I'm curling toward the face, and alternating directions also helps to add volume and messiness to the hairstyle. So I like to alternate just to get a more textured look. Then once this is done, I'm going to go ahead and let the top section down and do the same thing. So basically every time I curl a section, I do it the opposite direction. So I did away from the face and then toward the face, away from the face, toward the face, and I always leave the ends out until the last second. Then I'm just going to break up the curls with my fingers to make them a little bit more lived in. I'm also going to kind of like massage my hair up my roots, and that gets a little bit more volume as well. Then I'm hitting it with a little bit of hairspray and scrunching it to make those waves pop. And I'm going to finish off by putting a little bit of shine spray into my hands and running that over my ends just to make sure that there is like a good amount of messiness but not too much messiness. And that is it for this hair texture. And now I can show you how I did it on short hair. For Jackie's hair, I actually did a really deep side part. We were recreating one of Ashley Benson's hairstyles, and she had a really deep part, so I did that again on Jackie. And then I parted the hair just like you saw at the beginning of the video. Then I also did the braid just like you saw at the beginning of the video, so I'm just doing a little Dutch braid that's going from her front hairline down to the nape of her neck. I did stop a little bit sooner instead of carrying it all the way across the nape of her neck just because I thought that was a little bit easier. So I'm braiding from her front hairline down to the nape of her neck. Once I hit the nape area, I just went ahead and braided the rest of the hair normally and secured it with an elastic. To hide the end of the braid, I split her hair in half and put the end right inside that little half and bobby pinned it in place to hold it there. Then you just let the rest down and it hides really nicely. To finish the braid, I just pulled on the sides of it a little bit to open it up and soften it, but I didn't go too crazy. I also wrapped the hair around the end of the braid as well, just this kind of like twist around it, and I pinned it like that just to make sure it stayed in place over the braid. You don't have to do that, it's totally up to you. Then for her curls, I actually did the same curl method as you saw me do for the messy beachy curls just like 30 seconds ago in this video. So if you want that look with your hair, you can do the exact same thing. But you can do whatever texture you want. You could also do the sleek waves that I did earlier in the video or the straight hair depending on your personal preference. I also have a tutorial on how to curl short hair if you'd prefer to do kind of softer and more romantic curls. So that is it for the short hair method. Comment below and tell me which version of this hairstyle is your favorite, and if you end up trying it out, make sure to use the hashtag KayleeMelissa so that I can see your pictures and maybe use them for my subscriber spotlight in my next video. I will see you guys then. I love you very much. Mwah. Bye.